to show you this deck, the Initiatory Golden Dawn Tarot. And this deck is by Patrizio Evangelisti, yeah. Let me tell you something. This is a gorgeous deck. There aren't that many Golden Dawn decks out, and of all the Golden Dawn decks, this is the most beautiful. Also, this is the only deck that illustrates the pips. So that's something to keep in mind. From what I've read, the artist never saw a Golden Dawn deck before and did not know anything about the Golden Dawn, but he was told what is supposed to go into the cards, and what symbolism needs to go in, and what the action is, or the meaning. Not exactly sure. I don't have exact, but he was told. He was described. That's a better word. The cards were described to him, and from there they told him, now go make the deck. Just do it. And he did. And from what I understand, he did a fabulous job. I personally think he did a great job. It's a beautiful deck. Now, when I did my 31 Days of Tarot challenge, I had said that what I wanted to do was learn new systems, get into different kinds of decks, and I'm doing that. And this is one of the decks that I had bought and decided that, I'm going to see what this is all about. And, a lot of people scare you when they talk about Thoth and Golden Dawn. Like, it's so full of symbolism, and it's so hard to do, and it's so hard to read, and you have to practice and practice and practice. From what I understand in the readings, this deck is very easy to read, especially if you do know the Rider Waite System. So this would be a very good first deck when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone to buy. Because not only is it supposedly easy to read, and I haven't read it yet. I haven't read with it yet. I'm going to be very honest. But I have looked at it several times, and I do believe I can read it. So this would be a great first deck to read, but not only for that reason, just for the fact that the artwork is beautiful and the pips are illustrated. I mean, really, what more can you ask for? So if you go from this, then you can kind of slide into the next one. Like, something that's maybe a little bit more difficult. So it comes with a little white book. And it says, and a spread. And the spread is like that's really cute that they did that. They did the spread like the back of the card. Now, of course, the back of the card is a cross. I think the Crowley is a cross. I think all these kind of Golden Dawny decks have this type of a back on it. I think. Again, I'm not a what do you call it? I don't know a connoisseur on Golden Dawn, so don't go by me. But this, from my experience, I've seen the crosses on the back. And it's a typical Rider Waite. It's a typical Lo Scarabeo little white book, but I just want to make sure I give you the right information. Yes, the keywords are more Thoth than they are Rider Waite, but it's still very readable. I mean, you could use the Rider Waite keywords. You don't need to know these because they're similar. So let's get on to the deck. I'm going to show you. It's, this. It's your typical. It's a good stock. It's your typical Lo Scarabeo deck with the several languages on it. Here's your Fool. He's reaching for the rose. There's a lot of roses in this card, and I'm just thinking that it's probably very symbolic, and I'm going to have to look into that. Again, I'm talking sheerly out of someone who wants to learn, not from a standpoint of someone who already knows. So keep that in mind. I love the fact that there's a wolf protecting him. He doesn't seem to be disturbed at all. It's a very nice depiction. I'm not crazy about children in the tarot myself, but I understand the necessity for it. Like, that is the way some people, artistic people, want to express themselves, then, they should. Okay. I don't flip through decks really fast. And the reason why I don't do that is because when people do that, I can never really get a good look. So I'll go a little faster, but not that fast. Okay, this does not look like a Rider Waite. But I love the hat in the shape of a lemniscate. The thing I love about this deck also with the artwork is not only is it very colorful, but it's so powerful. It really is the images are extremely powerful. The women in this deck are extremely powerful, which I love, as are the men. And the colors are beautiful, and they're very mystical. I mean, I love the depiction of the High Priestess. She is, again, the infinity sign, and she is casting a spell, and she looks awesome. Just awesome. Her hair is flying through the, flipping through the air, and her, she's holding the chalices, and she's doing her thing. It's nighttime. Love it. I love the High Priestess. She's also a very strong, powerful looking High Priestess. Again, I always mention she's wearing high heels. I love that. I love it. And look at the expression on her face. She's strong. And I like that. I like a deck that shows strength in both male and female energies. One of my favorite cards, I forget who this is, Perseus, trying to rescue, I forget her name, it starts with an A. I'm not good at this mythology stuff. But anyway, I love this depiction of the love, Major Arcana love card. I love the fact that, the dragon or the water monster and her lover are fighting over her. And he's obviously has no fear. That's love, I'm telling you. And that's quite a choice you have to make. Like, look how little he is in comparison to that monster. And she's just totally all tied up and helpless out in the middle of, surrounded, by water and the emotions that you feel when you're helpless. And yeah, this is some deck. And that that big monster is just in love with her. He's not gonna let her go. Here is the Chariot. And what I love about the Chariot is, oh my God, talk about motion. They're kicking up dust, and they're both going in different directions, and I love the fact that they're not just standing still, that they're going, And what do they call those people? Charioteers? The driver, is having a little tough time controlling them, and they're just, yeah, on their way. Here's another one I love. The Strength card, and of course the Strength card is, I think it's switched, right? Because 8 is usually, is 8 Justice? Yeah. So anyway, here we have, again, very colorful. Look at the sky. Look at that lion. He looks like he can bite your head off and then spit it out. No? Yes. I love it. And she's not afraid. She's going to go and pet him. But that's fierce. That's what I mean. There's a lot of power in this deck. There's a lot of motion in this deck. There's a lot of fierceness in this deck. There's a lot of strength in this deck. And that's why I love it. This, I love the play of light in the Hermit. Light to enlighten, to sit and meditate, to sit and think, to sit and soul search so that you can see things more clearly, so that you're enlightened. And the best way to depict that is at night, contrast. The other thing is, if you notice, and I'll point it out as we go along, which I noticed, is that the way this deck is created as if it were a movie. And what I mean by that is it's shot from all different angles. So from here, you're looking up. Now, I know that the monkey means something, but I forgot what he means. I'm going to have to look that up. If you know what the monkey symbolizes, can you please put it in the description box? I would appreciate that. All right, here we have Justice. And again, Justice is one of my favorite cards because I'm a Libra. And I love her. You know, I think it was the Emperor and the Empress, Justice. They all have animals at their feet. They're all barefoot and they're all like caressing the animals with their feet. It's just heaven for me. Here we have Death, and although it looks like a very simple card, look at the bottom, look at the heads sticking up here and there. And is there anything else in there? Not that I could see, but my Lord. This is an interesting devil, part male, part female. But it's very, Rider Waite-ish, right? I think so. Well, most of the majors are the same, no matter what kind of system they come from, in my experience. I always feel like I should say that, because when you make a statement like that, then somebody will find a deck to prove you wrong. Oh, Lord. Let me see. Oh, this is like your typical moon deck. I really like it. It's very pretty. It's very colorful. And I feel when I look at this, I get that energy. I mean, this deck is just full of energy. It's just pulsating out at you. So when you feel like when I look at this, I feel like I'm standing in this card. I don't have to put myself into the card. I feel like I'm there. I could feel it going like in my body. It's like so awesome. It's a very powerful deck. Here we have the Sun. It's not my favorite card in this deck. Judgment. The World. Now we're going to get into the, I need to move a little faster. Doing the Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. Look at this. That's what I mean. It depicts very strong individuals, physically strong. But when you know, strong in a tarot card means strong, you know. This I love. I mean, you could just imagine what he's thinking. Four of Pentacles. Just his posture and the way he posed this guy. Five. So you see, to me, this is very Rider Waite-ish. It's going to be very easy to read. And it's very beautiful and it's very powerful. I mean, I love the Rider Waite deck, but I don't feel, when I look at that deck, I don't feel the same way I feel when I look at this deck. This deck I just love it. And it depicts all young people, old people. Because there was a guy down there that was not old. I don't want to say old. You know, different age brackets. Yeah, like this guy. Sitting here. And if you could see this close-up, I mean, just the face on the bull, and yeah, you could see it. I mean, the artwork is gorgeous. Very strong. Very, very strong. Movement, a lot of movement. The horses are moving. Look at this. Look at this. The Ace of Wands. She's like a warrior. This is another one of my favorite cards in the deck. The Three of Wands. Love this card. This is actually my favorite Three of Wands ever. You know, he's looking into the fire instead of looking out on the ocean and waiting for his ships to come in, or looking out on the ocean and contemplating, you know, what he has or what he's built or what he's going to have. Here he's looking into the fire. The passion, you know, and warming himself by the fire and contemplating in that. And the hand is holding the Three Wands, and then it's kind of like illuminated. I love it. Yeah, I love this card too. Again, I love it because it depicts all kinds of people, all kinds of shapes and sizes and ages, and you name it. Talk about conflict and strength. Strong woman, she's taking them all on. Come on, I'll take you all on. You guys don't scare me. Doesn't he look, this one over here, that he's going to or has already taken a bite out of her? Woo! That's what I mean. It's like really, it gets into the nitty gritty. I also like this Eight of Wands because you see the movement. She's running up those steps. You do see the movement, and it's happening very fast. And when I think about the Eight of Wands, you know, things don't fly through the air unless they're flying very fast. And before you know it, it's over. So if there's anything that needs to be done, you don't have time to make a decision. You need to, you know, make a decision right now. You're going to miss your opportunity. And I think that she's running towards her, you know, real quick. And if she doesn't, she's going to miss her opportunity. Princess of Wands, look at this. Fire. I love the wands because he puts a lot of fire in the wands. A lot of fire. And I love that. I think there should be fire in every wand card like this. Look at that. Now, in the Golden Dawn decks, the kings, the knights are the kings. I forgot to mention that. There's princess, prince, queen, knight. So don't read it as a knight, read it as a king, because that's what it is. Look at this Two of Swords. Oh, it's gorgeous, it's gorgeous, it's gorgeous. Another one of my favorite cards, the Three of Swords. We see here, the rose represents love. One sword is cutting. She is just beside herself, upset, so upset. And she looks really alone, doesn't she? Separated from everything and everyone. Grieving. I mean, you can see it. It's very easy to read these cards. I mean, you know, I read the card as rest, but it could also be, you know, a recharging your battery. But, you know, this could also have to do with illness or health. Oh my God, it looks like this is Take No Prisoners. The swords. Oh God, the next card is awesome. Sorry, but this is awesome. Look at this. The Six of Swords. She's got somebody's head on a platter. No one's gonna make her leave or go away. Or head out. She'll have your head on a platter if you don't watch yourself. Looks like someone lost a battle here. And again, here it's painted from a different pose. Different pose, a different angle. I'm starting to first get used to doing these videos. I mentioned at the beginning, I think it was my first video, that how uncomfortable. This is like kind of from above this angle. In my first video, how uncomfortable I am in front of a camera, and I'm very uncomfortable in front of a camera. And I asked my sister to watch my videos and critique, and she goes, "Why are you talking so slow?" And we both started cracking up laughing, and I went, "I don't know." So I'm trying to talk like a normal person. But I think, you know, by now I'm not really that normal, so, which is fine with me. Here's another one, Off With His Head. I love this. This is the reason why I bought the deck. I saw this card on Pinterest and I went, oh my God, if I don't buy this deck, I will never be happy again. And I am so happy I bought this deck. I love it. Ace of Cups. Choices. Someone's not a happy camper. I see this card also as a daydreaming card, and I think he's put a little of that into there too with this. Not only as a daydreaming card, but it could be not being focused, not being grounded. You know, these things are in the clouds. Your head is in the clouds. You know, that kind of a thing. 8. I like this card too. The 9. Just his pose. I love it, and it's raining on top of him. She looks like she's having triplets, the poor thing. So here's the princess, which would be the page. These cards are so gorgeous. The colors. Here's the prince, which would be the knight. The queen, which would be the queen. And the knight, which would be the king. And that's it. I promised I would show this deck, and I will. I also promised I'm going to do the Cosmic Tarot, and I will. It's my favorite deck of for a while. That and Deviant Moon. Oh, love that deck. Yeah, I like decks by not only the way they look. You know, everybody picks decks for different reasons. Some do it for the art. I like decks that I do it for the art. I like it to be readable. Read it easy. I want to read it easy. And if I can't read it, at least I have the art. I could look at it, and maybe one day I will be able to read it. Who knows? And the other is the energy that comes out of the deck and the way that deck makes me feel when I look at it or work with it. Because when a deck has that kind of energy, it comes in this way and then comes out this way, and it's not only very healing for me, but I find that I give my best readings when I have a deck like that. And it's not necessarily, oh, I love this deck, I love this deck, I love this deck. It's just this deck makes me feel. It makes me feel. It makes me, it opens me up. It opens me up so I could read it even better. I could understand it even better. It puts me in a place where I could do great readings. So not that I do ungreat readings or bad readings, I don't. But the decks that make me feel this way are usually the ones that I use anyway. So, but having said all that, I'm going to say goodbye now. So thank you for joining me. If you like this video, please like me down below. I like you. And leave a comment. I would love to get to know you better. I feel like I keep saying this in every video, but I feel because I'm new that the only way I'm going to get to know you better is if I ask to get to know you better. So yes, leave a comment, please, so that I could get to know you better. I would love to do that. And if you have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to ask. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!